No matter how organized you are, everybody has that one junk drawer. Let me introduce you to my junk drawer. Let's get this figured out. It's a perfect day to organize a garage. Well, good morning. Here from rainy Pennsylvania. Today, the last couple of days, it's been wet and miserable out, and it has been a perfect time with the temperature that it is out, mid 60s right now. And like I said, perfect time to clean up the garage across the driveway. Now, you guys are normally seeing me in that garage over there, the workshop over there, but I've got another garage over here, which is my storage building, pole building, and built this many years ago. Used to be a picnic pavilion up here on the property. Got to show you something in here that I'm not very proud of, kind of ashamed of, but we're going to resolve that today. So what I want to show you is, I spent most of the day yesterday cleaning and organizing this up over here. And what I do a lot over here is, I do a lot of the woodworking stuff over here, because I can open this garage door, let all the wood chips blow out, or if they end up inside here on the floor, pretty easy to clean up, sweep out. But I've gone through and organized a lot of the stuff you see on the walls. I've always had these tools hung on the walls, always had the bench and everything, but over the past, let me say 2 years, I've just been putting stuff on the bench because I didn't really have a place for it, or didn't have a home for it just yet. So that's kind of what I'm doing now, is creating spots for things that just laid around and never found a place that they really belonged. So that's what makes it tough when you go to clean up and organize. And one big thing that I don't know whether I'm a hoarder or have a really bad habit of, but I can't for some reason seem to throw small pieces of wood or board away. And probably 5 years, 6, 7, 8 years of doing different things. That's leftover lumber from the bucking table I made. I mean, these are all just little pieces of scrap that I've come in here and I've thrown against here. So have I been lying to you guys about organization and cleanliness? Well, not really, because when it comes to my tools and everything over there, the expensive stuff, I make sure that it doesn't get lost. I make sure that it's always kept organized. But when it comes to miscellaneous leftover scrap and things like that, where a lot of other people would just throw it away, I have a terrible time throwing anything away that is still of value to me. And you might ask, well, heck, here's a square block of 2x8, but it's about 8 inches long. Why wouldn't I throw that away? Well, because over the years, I've come out here and gone through this pile of lumber and found something as simple as that piece of blocking that was exactly what I was looking for or needed, but I didn't have to go buy a brand new board, 8 feet long to get a small chunk of blocking out. So I saved this stuff, and it's aggravating to walk in here and look at it. And when I do garage organization stuff, I look at tools, I look at items, and I look at things and say, okay, we need a place for it and a spot for it. And something like the fuel dolly here that I built, I started storing the other fuel jugs beside them. Before, I had the fuel dolly over next to that door, so when I pulled the side-by-side in, it was really easy to get to the fuel tank. And these jugs were stored over here, which didn't make a bit of sense. Why not create a spot to store them somewhere? When that one's empty, it's easy to drop down, put over here, and raise the next one up, and I'm good to go. The garbage can doesn't belong there. It's just sitting there for now. Pressure washer, it does go there. That's why when I look at organizing things, it's where does it make the most sense? Putting the fuel drum there. Can I still pull my side-by-side here into this stall and have it reach? Yes, I can. So I guess my biggest problem or my biggest challenge is going to be this pile of material. And what's going to mean is me throwing something away that I'm going to have a terrible time doing, or I come up with a way to organize it. And what makes this so difficult to organize is that there is no true one size fits all, that board, when I cut a piece off, it's going to go back a different size. There's just all kinds of things that go to it. So I've got to come up with a hard realization here of what do I really want to throw away? How do I want to figure out how to manage storing it, and what do I want to do? But there's chunks anywhere in here from 2x4s by 10 feet long to 2x6s to pressure treated to cut off pieces of plywood, 4x4 pressure treated posts, things like that. And it just doesn't make sense to me to throw it away, but I also cannot stand looking at it and having it unorganized. And now it's to the point where this pile has fallen over and slid out about 5 feet into the garage floor space, so it makes it very difficult to get anything out of there or even to know what I have. So let's see what we can work on in getting the garage organized a little better. And I'm going to start with a lot of things in this area over here, get them into a place to where I can get in and start separating and setting this stuff out to take a look at it. So as you watch me in the time lapse, I'm pulling out just old stuff here that I can burn. One thing that you're never supposed to burn is any kind of pressure treated lumber. So anything pressure treated I'm setting aside that I might not want to keep. And then I've got some of the other pressure treated here that I do want to keep. There is more of it mixed in here, so I'll separate that out as well. And if you can't tell from the time lapse, I'm just going through and picking up little scraps that I was throwing back in there, and I guess no need to keep anymore. So I'm gonna keep picking away at this. Well, would you look there? I was able to get to this ground blind, little canvas ground blind that I had. It's been stuck behind that pile for about 3 years, I'll bet. It's just like a brand new ground blind that I put back there, and it kind of got trapped one day and couldn't get it back out because I put so much wood. And so getting rid of all this was just like getting a brand new ground blind. This big double red oak here produces ridiculous amounts of acorns. They are everywhere this year. Kind of funny when you're standing here or sitting here or even over at the house. When they fall out of this tree and hit that metal roof, it sounds like a literal machine gun going off over here. And that keeps burning down nicely, and man, is it hot over there. Wow. Woo, that's hot. Unfortunately, that's a lot of years of hard work, of a lot of money spent for projects and lumber to just burn up the scraps. It just kills me to do it. But I just don't have the space or the patience left to keep storing it like it was. So we're going to keep feeding the fire. All right, well, now that I've got it all down to somewhat of a manageable level, I can go back through and pick around and decide what I do want to keep and don't want to keep. And as you can see, I got rid of a lot of the smaller pieces. Pretty much anything under about 4 feet I got rid of, unless it's, like a pressure-treated 2x10 or 2x12. Just never know. That might come in handy for a piece of blocking under a trailer hitch or anything. But, now the reality of getting rid of all that stuff is I'm going to need to go to the store and buy some more lumber, because I just burned up everything that would have worked for me to just do a simple little project. But I guess I've still got a lot of long pieces here. I've got a table saw and a chop saw. I can make anything I need to go smaller, but you just can't make it go bigger that easy. And I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably make some kind of cart that will organize this stuff on, and I'll be able to separate, let's say, pressure-treated 2x4s and untreated 2x4s and 2x6s and so on, and some plywood and sheet good stuff. So I don't plan on doing that in this video, but I just wanted to kind of get through this catastrophe of a mess over here, get it picked up. I still got another cart full here to burn. We're going to go throw that on the fire, and I guess it feels good to get it cleaned up. But again, it's a double-edged sword there. Feels good to get it cleaned up, but I sure hate like heck to burn anything. Anything that can possibly, you could use for a support board, anything that could help you out. And it always was very simple to just run over here to the garage, grab some stuff off the wall, find it, and go finish a project. But it got to the point where I didn't know what I had back there. I didn't know what all was in behind the bigger stuff. So as you saw in the time lapse there, got a lot of crap out of here, and sure hated to do it, but I can at least keep moving on, and I'll go through the rest of the garage here in a minute and show you some of the other things that rearranged and organized. And I'm nowhere near done, but concept of this video was mainly that, I can't be a hypocrite and say that my garage over there is completely organized and you guys think that everything I got is all put away and neat and organized. Well, no, it's not. Sometimes it gets away from me. Everybody's got that junk drawer in their kitchen or in their dining room or wherever. And this was, like I said, my junk drawer. I've got to get some more of this stuff picked up. I've got to get it all organized. I've still got tools I want to hang on the wall. Make sure that they're all correctly hung up there so it's easy to get them down, that I don't have to move anything. And I guess I've gone through here, got all this stuff picked up. What you see here is everything that I shoved over out of the way from over here to work on getting that cleaned up. Shoved it over here for now. It's not in its home that it's going to stay in. I still need to determine that. And that's usually the hardest part, is where this stuff is going to end up for good. Because if it doesn't have a home, it's always going to get kicked around. It's always going to get shoved around your garage. And if you don't have a place for it, then there won't be a place to put it back. Well, I think I'm going to end the video there. No, it's not done yet. I've still got a lot more to go, and it would take hours and hours more into this video. So I'm not going to do that to you guys. I will at some point show you the finished product of all this. Like I said, I want to make some kind of cart or some kind of storage solution for the wood. I've got some PVC fittings and plumbing and stuff like that that have been sitting on some sheets of metal that I've got and stored. And it goes on and on. When you have an empty space or an open space, sometimes you get carried away with just throwing it around. And like I said, it's very hard to create a spot for something like this that is, it's perishable stuff. It's, materials, raw materials, everything like that. You can have a place to store it, But as you use it and it gets smaller, such as your wood or anything like that, then it makes it harder to store. So things like floor jacks or long handle tools, all that kind of stuff makes it easy to store those. You can put up racks and hooks and nails and all that and right down where they're supposed to go. So that makes it easier to store that kind of thing. But it is very, very difficult to have lumber storage. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks.